From the 8th Congressional District, Illinois Democrat Raja Krishnamoorthi joins us. Congressman, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, John, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Are you in D.C. or are you back in Chicago?
No, I'm back here in D.C. We are, trying to take care of some very important business, during the remaining weeks of the Trump administration.
Yeah, I saw the line. I think it was Mitch McConnell. One of them said, I know people are saying do not come home until you have enacted a stimulus bill. Are we going to get something in this session before you guys come back?
The good news is that there's actually serious negotiations right now on this. I think that the bad news is we're not there yet. And I think that, we can't afford not to have it, John. Your listeners already know a lot of this, but for a lot of people, their unemployment benefits will expire toward the end of the month. And then the national eviction moratorium and student debt moratoriums are expiring. So we gotta help people, and we gotta help business as well.
Yesterday, I saw $500 billion from Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi favoring $2.3 trillion. What numbers are we looking at now? Then yesterday there was the talk about the $900 billion streamlined bill that would not include a direct $1,200 payment. What specifics can you give us?
Well, I think the specifics are that I think that we kind of understand some of the buckets that need to be addressed. Support for small businesses, definitely an extension on unemployment insurance. Most of us, or many of us, want the stimulus check, an additional one for families, and then state and local aid, along with, we can talk in more detail about it, but money for the vaccine distribution, because it's coming up pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I think the numbers are, I personally think we got to just compromise and get to some concrete numbers. I think something effective is better than nothing at this point, and it's mainly a bridge to the Biden administration, which will have its own crack at further measures. But we got to get through this winter, this real time of unfortunately rising cases and economic losses.
Well, Mitch McConnell was on this radio station in the news a little while ago saying that we need to end this partisanship. And I thought that's funny coming from the most partisan person in this conversation. But I think the same is true for you and the Democrats. That is, you guys can say we need to compromise. A compromise would be you going along with a $500 or $900 billion bill. And I know you don't like that, but that's what a compromise is. You don't get what you want. Are the Democrats doing enough to sort of streamline the process to accommodate the Republicans?
I think so. I think that, if you, for instance, take the $900 billion or $1 trillion, whatever number you want to use there, I think it has a lot of the right categories. Does it have everything that we want? No. But I think that type of a bipartisan measure makes a lot of sense. Obviously, details to be determined. But you're absolutely right. I mean, both sides, I think if the election sent any message, John, that at least someone like me took away from it, it's get something done. We're going to have a new president, but Democrats and Republicans have got to get on to Team USA at this point and just get something done.
Well, that's what it sounds like, that they're forgetting Team USA, the Congress is. And by the way, is this possible, Raja? That is, it's conceivable that you'll have all three branches. You'll have the House and the Senate and the presidency. That's two branches. But the point is, Democrats can get whatever they want if they win Georgia. So go ahead and give the Republicans what they want now, and then do whatever the heck you want after the turn of the year. What I'm doing is I'm trying to implore you guys on the Democrat side to just get through something, even if it doesn't include a $1,200 stimulus check.
I could not agree more that right now, perfect is the enemy of the good. Let's get something done. We can't have a situation, for instance, where, I just have so many constituents, John, who are still complaining of, food insecurity. And it's just going to get worse. if those unemployment benefits stop. The jobs are not there right now for them to get. So this problem is not going away at the end of this month magically.
Would you vote for that bill then that we're talking about that does not include a $1,200 direct payment?
I would seriously consider it, depending on some of the other provisions. But I have to look at it seriously because it does a lot for vaccine distribution, education, transportation, rental assistance, and so forth.
You didn't say yes there, Congressman. What's the deal breaker on that for you?
I have to read the legislation, John. It's just something that my staff and I just have to do. There's no legislation yet.
Oh, you're one of those guys that has to read the bill before you vote for it, huh?
Call me old-fashioned. I'm sorry. I have to read some of the text before I can sign on. That's my bosses, the 750,000 people in my district, require it.
Well, there was a bill that the House sent to the Senate, and it's been sitting there forever.
Yes.
And you said you need to read.
Bills, yes.
Well, so what are we talking about here? Where is what bill that has the best chance of coming out?
I personally think that's something along the lines of what the bipartisan coalition came up with yesterday.
Yeah.
Probably has the best chance, and that has not been written into legislation. Actually, writing it into legislation, will take a few days. I think coming to the terms is really important right now, and so I just respectfully say, people got to lock themselves in a room with pizza and just get this done today.
50-50 before the end of the year, 60-40. I mean, what's your crystal ball say, Congressman?
It's at 51-49 right now, and I hope those chances get better. That 51 in favor of getting something done. One thing I just want to note is that we have to get a funding measure passed before December 11th to continue the government's funding. So my hope is that any stimulus will, kind of accompany that. So it's just one big package and it's done all at once.
Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy from the 8th. Nice to talk to you, Congressman. Safe travels, and thanks for giving us some of your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you again.